welcome to the second part. This is the first topic that we're doing in this kind of two sessions apart, and we're talking about 15 things to know, to do to stay healthy. In the first part, we talk about 8 different things that you should know. If you've not watched the first video, I think it's time to actually first of all go back to those first video, and then you can come back to the second part of it so that you learn, or you can finish watching it, but make sure you watch the first part so you can learn further. The last time I think we talked about how to do breast exam, or was it how to do your blood pressure? That's where we stopped. So breast exam thereabout. Thank you. What are the things that you need to learn? I said here, I've mentioned breast exam. Then 2, you need to know your fasting blood sugar. A lot of people never just bother. And this is why, if your fasting blood sugar is high, that can mean diabetics. You're diabetic. That's what it means. And then you need to treat it on time, because if you don't treat it on time, diabetes has a way of destroying other organs of the body. So you need to arrest it on time. And what I've learned from experience when I used to be in clinical medicine is, if you catch it on time, if you manage it very well, you will live a very long and productive life without fear that it's going to be a problem for you. So you need to go do it today. If you're watching this video today, you need to ask yourself, what exactly is my blood sugar? When was the last time I checked? If you've not checked before, it is time to just get the needle. It's a very small puncture, and then you could actually do it in 5 minutes, and then you know what your fasting blood sugar is. That is number 9. And number 10, this applies to the women too, is you need to do a Pap Smear, particularly for women who are above certain age, I think about 39, 40, on a regular basis. You need to do, but you should even do it from day one, as soon as you can. You should start doing it, particularly for women who are, who have had exposure sexually now. It should be done on a routine basis, at least once a year or once every 2 years. And this is why cervical cancer is a leading cause of cancer in women. Cervical cancer is a leading cause of cancer in women. And this is the good thing about this cancer too. Just like I mentioned when we're doing talking about the breast exam, is the good thing is if you catch it on time, you can manage it, you can treat it, and the person can continue normal life as it is. So you need to do a Pap Smear, and then if there's any challenge, that is noted. So for the men, if you're thinking of, I just ignored the men, I think you're wrong. Prostate, PSA, that's an indication of how healthy your prostate is. Now, prostate cancer is one of the leading cancer in men, so that is specific to male gender now. You need to do, particularly if you're above 40, you need to do it at least once every 2 years thereabout, so you know the figure. And then if there's any change, if there's any deviation that is not normal, you need to discuss it with your doctor so that you can be treated as soon as possible. And then also number 11 is sitting posture. Now I want you to freeze where you are and check yourself. Most of people, when they sit like she's sitting right now, they tend to sit down slouch, and then they put so much pressure on the back. One of the leading complaints in OPD centers is low backache. 90 to 95% of low backache is because of poor posture. And then you go to blame your doctor. Some people blame their ancestors. They will blame the colleague in the office. Some even blame God, that why did you create my back this way? You're killing yourself when you slouch. When you sit, you should sit straight back. What we're going to do as part of the bonus for this session is this. We're going to actually post a picture of proper sitting posture so you can learn it. It takes discipline to sit appropriately. It takes a lot of discipline, but if you don't, you're going to destroy the back. And if you do that, the back will disappoint you when you need it at old age. That's when you're. So you need to learn how to sit. If you learn how to sit, I can guarantee that half of the complaint that you have related to low backache will disappear. That is what I'm very certain. That is number 11. Number 12 is exercise. You need to exercise. At least you need to do 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 3 times every week on a constant basis. It's good for your health, actually, to stay healthy. If you're not doing it, this is the time to keep it. Some people are so lazy, particularly for the men. They wake up in the morning, that is if their wife does not wake them up. They wake up, at least they struggle, they wake up, they just enter the bathroom. From the bathroom, they go to sit at the dining table to take their breakfast. Then they get into their car and are driven to the office by their driver. And then when they get to the office, the only walk they walk is from the car to the door. They enter the elevator and then take them to their office. And they sit throughout the day. And then they stand up, and next thing they're in the car. Then from the car, they crash on the sofa in front of TV. That's where they get served their food, and then from there to bed. There is no exercise in their routine. while a lot of people would think that that's a kind of enjoyment, that is actually dying small. So today you need to incorporate some form of exercise. Don't tell me you don't have the time. If you fall sick today, you will have the time to treat that. And there's easy ways to actually incorporate. So why don't you, for example, instead of going to the 4th floor, why don't you take the staircase instead of going by elevator? Why don't you locate your why don't you give your office assistant some rest and then go buy those things you want to buy? Why don't you take a stroll to go make those photocopies? Why don't you go downstairs to go speak with our colleague instead of using the intercom? Those are ways you can weave the exercise. And then maybe during the weekend, why don't you walk, take a walk, take a jog, and then you could actually dedicate 5 to 10 minutes every day. Do sit-ups, do press-ups. For those of you that the tummy may not allow to do press-up, you need to actually step it up, because exercise would help you to live longer and to live better. The number 13 item is you need to know your BMI. BMI is body mass index. Is your weight in kilogram divided by your height, square of your height. So if you're 40 kg and then you're 2 meter tall, so it's 40 divided by 2 squared, that's 2 times 2, 40 by 4. So your BMI is going to be 10. And then once, people, there are quite a number of arguments about what is median, but usually once you are outside the range of 24 to 25, which is the normal range, you need to start thinking about what to do. There are 2 ways you can actually change this equation. You could actually reduce your weight or increase your height. As per the height, I know that might be a little bit difficult if you are not God, but if you are, you could actually do that. But if you are not God, you need to actually find a way to work on your weight. And then once you're above 29, thereabout, if I remember, we're going to post the correct range for you. Please note it down. We're going to post the range of BMI. We're going to post pictures of sitting posture that is appropriate for you. And then you can actually follow us across our social media handle at CASAFINA Capital on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. And then we'll be posting these items to show you how to sit, to show you what your weight range should be, and then when you're obese. And if you are obese, you need to start working towards it. The earlier you start, the better it is. So that is on BMI. This is what I would do. I'm going to take a look at this and then come back to the very last part of it. And the very last part is where we started from, that your thought is the number one engine, is the engine room of your health. So your thought is very important. Your thought on what you can do, what you cannot do, how positive minded you are. You could actually change your life. You could change your health if you think more positive, if you have a better idea of who you are as a person. That is the way to go. If you don't change your thought, you cannot change your health. If you want to be part of some of our classes that will help you to retool and to think better, you could actually send your comments below. But by the way, please do not forget, we're going to be sending you images that you could use in terms of your sitting postures. If the chair in your office is not allowing you to sit pretty well, you might actually consider getting a pillow to support your low back to make you sit straight back. And then for some of us who are usually in traffic for a long period of time, your chair should be in the best of position. That is a major culprit that we need to take care of. Get a small pillow to support your low back. Until I see you next time, thank you for taking the time to look at this second part of 15 things to know, to learn, and to do to stay healthy. Thank you for being part of it. And also, I'd like you to do me a favor. I'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, CASAFINA TV, and then to follow us across all our social media handle at CASAFINA Capital on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Until I see you next time when we come for another episode of PPE Clinic. Today I've been a doctor like Dr. Olufemi. I'm not going to be that one next time. I'm going to be nicer. I'm going to be smiling more the next session. But until then, have a wonderful life and keep balling. Thank you.